Hello, and thank you for joining me here. This is from the world of cheating life stories. Today's tale centers on a wife who casually joked that her ex was bigger and better, right in front of their friends. The husband smiled, but she never saw the silence coming that followed. Let's dive in. It happened on a laid-back Friday evening at our go-to rooftop spot in Karachi. You know the vibe: twinkling string lights overhead, gentle background tunes playing, and a light breeze rolling in off the water that makes everything feel easy and carefree. Her co-workers from the office were all there. 5 of them, boisterous, already a few drinks in, fully in unwind mode after a long week. She had insisted I come along. "Please, it'll be fun," she told me earlier that day, planting a quick kiss on my cheek. "They really like you." We gathered around a long table with a perfect view of the sparkling city below. Plates of appetizers arrived, glasses of wine kept getting refilled, and the conversation flowed freely. Someone shared a hilarious breakup story, another complained about the chaos of modern dating apps. The energy was playful, teasing, the sort that builds when liquor starts loosening everyone up. Then Rick, her most outgoing colleague, turned to her with a mischievous grin, lifting his glass. "All right, Emma, level with us," he said. "Who was better, your husband here or that gym rat guy you were with before him?" The group burst into chuckles. It was clearly meant as harmless ribbing. I figured she'd laugh it off, maybe playfully smack his arm and tell him to knock it off. Instead, she eased back in her chair, locked eyes with me, and flashed that self-assured smile she always pulls out when she's commanding the spotlight. "Well," she drew out the word dramatically, pausing for effect. "Let's just say my ex was bigger and better." The table erupted, some laughs awkward and nervous, others loud and unrestrained. Rick smacked the tabletop in delight. One of the women covered her mouth, gasping, "Oh my God!" A wave of heat flooded my cheeks. It wasn't full-blown rage yet, just the raw, immediate burn of being publicly embarrassed. She shot a quick look my way, still beaming as though it were all light-hearted fun, as if I was expected to join in the laughter. Everyone's eyes shifted to me, waiting. I didn't react the way they anticipated. I simply held her gaze, studying her. Then I smiled, slowly, deliberately, the type of smile that stays surface level and never warms the eyes. The chuckles faded away gradually. The atmosphere changed. They could feel it. "You're right," I said, my tone soft but clear enough to slice through the remaining noise. "He was bigger. That's exactly why he couldn't stick around. Too much ego, not enough substance." Silence crashed over the table like a wave. No more clinking glasses. Rick's jaw hung slack, caught mid-laugh. Emma's confident grin locked in place, frozen as if the moment had been screenshot. Her eyes grew wide. The color slowly slipped from her face. I leaned back casually. "And I suppose that's why you landed with me. I had the patience to handle your immaturity." No one stirred. The quiet stretched on. Even the waiter, mid-pour on someone's water, hesitated like he'd stepped into something fragile. I lifted my glass just a fraction. "To small things," I said evenly. "They tend to last longer." Her lips parted, then shut, then tried again. "Babe, I was just joking," she murmured, barely audible. But the excuse landed hollow, powerless against what had just unfolded. The hurt was plain on her face now. Her hands quivered against the tabletop. Her friends averted their eyes, shifting uncomfortably in their seats. Rick muttered under his breath, "Damn." I placed my glass down carefully. "You just demonstrated to everyone here, your friends, your colleagues, exactly how little regard you have for me. I can't remain married to someone who reduces my value to a cheap punchline." I rose slowly, pulled out a few bills to cover my portion, and set them neatly on the table. "Have a great rest of the evening, all of you. I'll let you get back to your jokes." I turned and walked away. The night air felt crisp against my skin as I stepped outside. My hands trembled, not from fear or defeat, but from a strange sense of freedom finally breaking through. I got into the car and drove off. The city lights streaked by in a haze. For the first time in a long while, the quiet inside the vehicle felt serene rather than lonely. She arrived home much later, unsteady on her feet, eyes swollen and streaked with ruined mascara. "You're seriously walking away over one joke?" she asked, her voice breaking. I was already zipping up a small duffel bag. "No," I replied calmly. "I'm walking away because it wasn't a joke at all. It was the truth you've been holding inside, and tonight it finally came out." She began to cry, reaching toward me. "You're blowing this out of proportion. Please. It was dumb." I shook my head. "You humiliated me publicly, in front of your friends, your boss, people we barely know. You made it crystal clear where I rank. I can't pretend I didn't see it." Her sobs grew louder. "I didn't mean it. I love you." I finished closing the bag. "You love the version of me that swallows it quietly. I no longer love being that person." I moved past her toward the door. She trailed after me, pleading, tugging at my sleeve. I gently eased her hand away. "You made your decision tonight. Now you get to live with the consequences." I shut the door behind me. Her crying carried faintly through the hallway. Over the next couple of weeks, the messages poured in, calls, texts, voicemails full of regret, vows to be different. I was drunk. It was only banter. "I miss you so much." I didn't respond to any of them. I filed for divorce without fanfare, found a modest apartment close to the coastline, picked up running again, hit the gym regularly, and reconnected with friends who valued me for who I was, not for entertainment. She made one final attempt, appearing at my new place. Makeup flawless, but eyes still visibly puffy from crying. "I messed up badly," she said. "I'll do whatever it takes." I met her gaze steadily. "You wanted bigger and better. Go chase that. I'm finished being the reliable backup plan." She crumpled right there on the doorstep, tears flowing freely. I closed the door gently. No rage, just a quiet sense of finality. Months passed. Mutual acquaintances mentioned she had changed, less loud, less attention-seeking. She threw herself into the party scene, wild nights, new dates, chasing thrills. But none of it seemed to satisfy the emptiness inside. Eventually, she came to understand that excitement without genuine respect is nothing more than fleeting noise. And what she once dismissed as steady wasn't dull at all, it was solid. It was home. She chased bigger. She ended up with hollow. I chose peace. And I found it. That's the story. If you've ever been reduced to a punchline in the very relationship that's supposed to protect you, hear this. You aren't obligated to play along and laugh. Sometimes the most powerful move is to drop the smile and simply walk away. Thank you for sticking with me until the end. This has been Cheating Life Stories. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever endured a joke like this one? Like, subscribe, share with someone who needs to hear it. I'll catch you in the next story.